faster in your life if you are having low growth hormone. Do you have anybody in here having anxiety, depression, decreased libido, low muscle strength, difficulty concentrating, dry, thin skin, low vitality, poor sleep, heart problems, bad cholesterol, insulin resistance, low tolerance to exercise, meaning you can't go work out for 45 minutes anymore and not need a nap and not be able to, jump out of bed in the morning? Which brings me to an important point, because I talk now to a lot of the strength people and bodybuilders out there who are starting to go, okay, this BFR thing, maybe there is something there. And I say to them, especially my son, who's an dad to bands, I like the heavy weights. I said, when you're 50, are you still going to be able to bang those heavy weights? Well, no. Then why are you doing it when you're 20? What's the difference? At 20, you're not feeling the damage you're doing. At 50, you're feeling it. Okay? So why are we doing this when we're 20 and 30 when we're not going to be able to do it when we're 40 or 50?
You don't know anybody.
Yeah. Okay? Reduced bone density, osteoporosis, sensitive to heat and cold, weight gain. Okay? You got two options with growth hormone. Okay? You can get the synthetic injections, $4,000 a month. You can deal with the side effects of that. You're going to turn off your pituitary gland. Okay? You get on that stuff, you better not come off because you're not going to like the crash. Because you're going to turn off your pituitary gland. Or you can do high intensity exercise, right? So here's me, right? 52 years old, right? Looking at that heavy weight going, I'm not going to like the way this is going to feel tomorrow. Okay? Right? But here's what you have to do. You have to be able to do these things. If I want the six-pack and I want to feel young and I want to live a good quality life, I got to figure out how to do those things. I can't. I've already replaced 3 joints from all the heavy weights. That's why when I look at my son and he's in there squatting all the way down, he goes all the way down. I'm just like, dude, I've already replaced 3 joints from doing that. Okay? So here's me at 52, right? Time, many of us have time limitations. Okay? Many of us in pain. Many of us exercising, can't do high intensity anymore, but stop and think for a second. What if you could be one of like those Peloton models on TV, right? And you could go for 45 minutes pouring in sweat, and you could do that your whole life. You'd live a different kind of life. Completely different. Because you'd have elevated growth hormone, okay? So Dr. Jim calls me. This is my buddy who's one of the top Olympic trainers in the world. He said, Mike, I found this new technology in Japan. I know you're beat up. You're like me. But now you can work out in a fraction of the time. You can work out for 10 or 15 minutes. And you're not going to hurt. And we're only going to use lightweight. You're not going to be sore the next day. And it's going to elevate growth hormone. And you're going to go back in time. You're going to feel like you're 20 years younger. Okay? This guy's one of the top trainers in the world. And I'm going, what are you talking about? But yeah, sure, come on over, Jim. I got to try it. So Jim comes over to my house, right? And he walks in the door. And Jim's like this real serious workout guy. You crack jokes, he just, because he trains Olympic athletes. So he comes in, he starts sliding these bands up my arm. And I'll grab my bands here and I'll show you exactly what he did for the people who are seeing it for the first time. So he pulls out these bands, slides them up my arm, and he's telling me about his doing. He says, Mike, this is called blood flow restriction. It's completely safe. There's 100-year-old people in Japan doing it. You just slide it up your arm, okay? Put one on each arm. And it doesn't cut off blood flow. He says it's not like a blood pressure cuff. It simply slows it down, which is completely safe. He takes one of these little pumps here and he pumps it up, puts it on. Puts a little bit of air in it. I feel a gentle squeeze. Move my arm around and go, okay, that's not like a blood pressure cuff. And he gives me these little pink dumbbells that I had sitting on the floor. I said, you know the kids use those, right? He said, let's go, Mike, keep going, 30. Doesn't even laugh at my joke, so I'm going, yeah, right, you got to be kidding me. I hit 15, and I'm like, what is going on? I hit 30, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Mm-hmm. I feel a pump and a burn like I just worked out with 50-pound dumbbells. Okay? I take a 20-second break, and I'm trying to ask him what's going on. He said, Mike, 20 more. I'm like, okay. I get to 20, and I'm just like, jacked. And all of a sudden, the nitric oxide kicks in, and I've got all this energy, right? And then I do another 20-second break, and I do 10 more. And I put the weights down, and I go in the bathroom, and I get in the mirror, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Feels like I just worked out for 30 minutes doing bicep curls. Blew me away. How many people remember the first time you did it? It's a mind blower. Blows your mind. You only get it once. I wish I could have it, you get that one time. And it immediately reprograms everything. Think about a time in life, think about how impactful that was. Think about a time in your life when everything changed in the flash of a minute. Everything you knew about exercise was basically just out the window. And I'm sitting there and I'm asking questions. I said, you got to be kidding me, okay? By the way, that exercise that we do is called 3-minute arms. Anybody can do it. 3 minutes. Anywhere, any place, anytime. Any human being, in the airport, on the beach, at the office.